My name is Rhonda with Rhonda's Craft Frenzy. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I hope my video finds you happy, healthy, and safe. So today I'm going to show you how I put together these 3 super cool DIYs. Not too much stuff, a little bit more difficult on this one over here, but the other 2 super simple, super fun. I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll beat you to the craft table.
For my first one, I started out with one of those vacation fun banks from the Dollar Tree. I popped the back off and I scraped off the wording with a razor blade. Then I taped off around the edges of the glass, as not to get paint on that part. Then I painted it with Waverly's Mineral Colored Chalk Paint. Next was to pull off that tape. If there's any paint that's seeped through, you can just use that razor blade again to get that paint off. I picked a piece of scrap paper I liked, and yes, it's made from my wood grain. That's my favorite paper. I'm obsessed with this. I got it from Amazon, and the entire book was only 10 bucks, and I'm sure getting my use out of it. Anyways, I traced out that shape, cut it out, and I used a glue stick to adhere it. I found these super cute stencils at the Dollar Tree. I traced out the heart and the word life with a pencil, and then I went over it with my Arteza paint marker. If you don't have these, use whatever you have, but I have to tell you, I'm really loving these. They go on smooth and they dry super fast. Not sponsored. My next step was to make a little nest, and to do this I used a piece of floral foam. I cut it in the shape I needed, then I hollowed out the middle of it a little bit. I glued on Spanish moss, and I played with it and trimmed it until it looked like a little nest. I had a few speckled eggs left over from Easter, so I put it in the nest and I popped the back onto the front, and I think it's so cute. I hope you do too. For my second DIY, I had been given a table and some other furniture from a friend, and I wanted it for those spindles. I have so many ideas for these things. So for this one, I just cleaned it up a little bit to start. After it was completely dry, I painted it with black Waverly's paint. For the base, I used an old piece of wood from a school project that my son made me. And hold on a minute, it was broken, so I decided to repurpose it. And for the sign, I used a paint stick. Once they were all dry, I went over it with linen-colored Rust-Oleum chalk paint with a dry brush technique. I did this on all parts. Once that was dry, I took that piece that I was using as my sign, and I used sticker letters from the Dollar Tree. I centered them the best I could and stuck them on there. I went over those letters with black paint, again dry brushing, and then I pulled those stickers off to reveal my welcome. The last thing to do was assemble it, and I used a few screws on the bottom to attach that spindle to the base, just to secure that. Next, I used a wedge and some wood glue to attach my sign. I used that slot that was on top of the spindle to slide that down into, and I used the glue just so the sign didn't rock up and down on me. And lastly, I put the top back on the spindle with some wood glue, and I also wrapped some vines that I had laying around in my craft room, and this was complete. It's my favorite one of the day. What do you think? Yay or nay on the color? I was tossed up between white and black, so I went with the black. I hope you all like it as much as I do. For my last one of the day, I got this sign that I really liked at Dollar General. And of course I can't just leave stuff alone, so I had to tape off that white part. I used Rust-Oleum True Brown wood stain on the frame first, and I'm not sure if any of you have tried this stuff, but oh my goodness, it's such a beautiful color, and it's stain that dries in 1 hour, so it's a win-win for me. Once I did the frame, I got this idea to stain over the white part just in the middle and then have a white border around it right near the frame. But if you didn't notice, I missed a spot with my tape, so I just stained it all. And I really liked the way those lines stayed brighter in the background, so it worked out. I got this fern pick from the Dollar General. I picked off a few of those pieces and I hot glued them there on the bottom. I added a jute string and this sign was done. I'm really happy with how it came together. As always, I appreciate you spending your time here with me today, and I hope you found some inspiration in my video. Please consider subscribing to my channel. It helps it to grow. And if you saw something you like, hit that thumbs up button and don't be shy with those comments. I really hope to see you next time, and until then, keep those glue guns at the ready.